the virtual tour of Patan that starts from a viewpoint to the southern part of the Patan Durbar Square, and you can see right now the part of the palace, and still some of them under renovation. And to the right side is part of the palace, and to the left side is the temples. So different thing, they have constructed different temples. So the temple with the scaffolding is for Krishna as well at the entrance gate. And see some traditional buildings that how there's restaurant right now. Ground floor is full of shops. The traffic is quite high. See the traffic here. And besides, here you can see the local shops all around. And this is street to the right side is the local market. The image of the Hanuman is very important, as the Hanuman gives victory. And there is a Vishnu, one of the reincarnation of Vishnu, in a form of a lion. He is killing the Kathmandu king, Macchendrabahal. And see the main part of the palace is starting from here. And that's a special window with a marker. And this window they had here from 17th century, stolen, and they have done restoration as well. And even the corner window is very famous for the intricate carvings all here. So there is an entrance to the Patan Palace complex, and there is a ticket counter to the left side. So they charge 1,000 rupees, and there is a temple under construction, and this is listed in the World Heritage Site by UNESCO. So UNESCO World Heritage symbol that represents the place is listed in the UNESCO World Heritage. Here is the entrance to the Mool Chowk. Later on we will come to visit this courtyard inside. See the guardian animals, especially lions, and above the door you can see this probably a buffalo intestine. During the festival time they sacrifice buffaloes and they hang the buffalo intestine above the door, so it will keep away the evil spirit from the palace. See the paintings on the both sides. So here is a temple which they have done reconstruction after the earthquake. Seems quite new. And besides, so there is a statue of king in the column, and king with his family. According to the legend in Patan, the king will die only after the bird on the top of the snake will fly. As the bird is still there, king is still living. The beautiful Charnarayan temple. It's a temple for Vishnu, reconstructed after the earthquake. Originally constructed back in 17th century. And during the earthquake this was totally dismantled, so they have to do reconstruction. And one of the popular temple from Patan, Krishna temple, famous for its architecture, 21 pinnacle from 1637, and this survived during different episodes of the earthquake. The material of construction also different. It's made out of stone, especially limestone and sandstone. So they are bolted together from inside with iron nails. The engraving outside explains about the great epic of Hindus, Ramayana and Mahabharata. There is a statue of the Garuda, half man, half bird, and supposed to be transport for Vishnu. As the temple is for Krishna, Krishna is considered the reincarnation of Vishnu. That's why they have kept Garuda here. And at the end, there's a temple for Shiva, and renovated a little bit after the earthquake. So main part of the palace is here to the right side, And this was a palace building from 17th century, but they have done a lot of renovation jobs after the earthquake in 1934. Especially the window is popular. The golden window, one where the king and queen looking after the public people. And at the bottom right now is the museum there. And up there you can see the security bells to the right side. So in case of any danger inside the palace, this also to inform outsiders ringing these bells. So here is one of the popular courtyard of the palace, popular by the name Kesab Narayan Chowk, named after a temple in the middle. So this is a temple for Vishnu, and this form of Vishnu popular by the name Kesab Narayan. So after the name of the Vishnu, this is named Kesab Narayan as well. See the figure in the middle. And this was like a residential building for the king and royal families in the past, and especially famous for the windows, lattice windows. So from inside you could see outside, and from outside you cannot see inside. And part of the building under renovation right now. So you can see with the scaffoldings. These are posters depicting historical Karthik dance organized in a doubly outside. That was for the king and his families. This is just like right now is decorative and giving information. But the dance is performed in November. All this. The building which houses the museum right now is a architecture which is different than whatever existing architecture here. So this was restored with the help of the Austrian government. So they consider this is an Austrian facade. And part of the museum still maintaining the old architecture from here. There is a Nepalese architecture with carving on the windows and doors. So where we got a restaurant right now, this is a royal garden in the past. Nice and cozy restaurant inside the palace. And those are like different collections of these inscription stones. Look like pumice stone, small Sivalinga, and the bougainvillea inside. Old picture kept in the museum. So here is the museum that goes up. Patan Museum. This houses different sculptures, and especially of Shiva and Parvati. So this was traveling and came back, and it explained about the stolen gods of Nepal by Loin Singh Bangdale. So Hindu gods and goddess, you can discover them with postures. So here are all the inscriptions. They are collected from different temples. A cherry tree behind the palace. This is all part of the royal garden in the past. So we have Indian sour plum, different types of flowers, pomelo, all this. So we have behind the palace complex, popular by the name Vadakal Tank. This houses a small water pond with a water fountain at the bottom, and at the end you can see a tiny room where the king used to do meditation. And they used to put treasure of the palace inside this pond in the past. The most beautiful courtyard in the palace, popular by the name Sundari Chowk, have a royal water fountain. The water fountain made out of gold. And there is a collection of 72 different sculptures. And these are favorite god and goddess, belongs to the king. See the carvings, the doors and windows. Very popular. Sundari Chowk, constructed back in 1641. So this is a palace, belongs to Malla kings, and this is an independent palace until 1768. So in 1768, this get conquered by a king who came from western part of the country. And this is supposed to be king's bed in the winter, that he was practicing a penance. So winter time he was sleeping here, and summer days he used to put a fire in all four directions and stay in the middle of the fire inside that room. So this is the Mool Chowk. Actually it houses the statue of the Ganga and Jamuna, a representation of the two holy rivers. During the festival time, they sacrifice animals, especially buffalo, and the buffalo intestine they keep above these images as a garland for the goddess. It's very famous for the wood carvings, the struts supporting woods. Multiple hands they depict, they are very powerful. So mostly Bhairavs and Kalis. Here is the octagonal temple inside the palace. Right now the building on the first floor, it houses a museum. And in the center, this one also a place for worship, especially during the festival time. They put a mini sculpture from inside the temple, so public people can come and can worship. As the main temple is closed for the public visitors in the past, because this temple is only for the king and royal families in the past. Take the lock made out of iron by blacksmiths. Traditional doors. The temple is typical. The Bhimsen temple reconstructed the top part, and the bottom part is still with scaffolding. Reconstruction going on. See the Shiva temple, and these are two platforms. Some rooftop restaurants up at the top. Buildings nearby. The temple got reconstructed. Murali Narayan. There is a street to go to Golden Temple, and this one is a street that goes to Bagalamati, one of the popular goddess. And there is a 5-story temple in Patan. So see the street view. these are all the streets. With the statue of the Garuda there. And this one is the temple for Vishnu. The temple. There's the Ganesh and the Garuda. So this is one of the active temples. Even they have a small wedding up here with few friends of a bridegroom and bride. And besides, there is a temple for Vishnu inside in the middle, representing 4 different temples of Vishnu on the 4 corners of Kathmandu. Here they have a ceremony, Lakh Bhakti. They are burning 100,000 cotton lamps. So they are touching with the sugar cane. So it's a family ceremony, should be done with the help of the priest. So that brings prosperity to the family and get a religious marriage also. So we are here in the temple complex, popular by the name Kumbheshwor. This is one of the oldest temple in the area that we are going to see. So we are in a complex of Kumbheshwor. This is one of the 5-story temple, originally constructed 1392. They have reconstructed after the earthquake. 2 top floor that came down with the earthquake. And this is the Shiva temple. Besides, there are minor temples and one of the popular temple for a goddess Bagalamukhi, with a lot of decorations, people visiting. Every first day is a special day to visit this temple, but we have visitors throughout the week. The popular Bagalamukhi temple. The building belongs to Lalit, who founded Lalitpur, so right now popular by the name Patan. So this is supposed to be Lalit's residence. And he brought actually Macchendrabahal from India, and he carried that on this stone pillar. Okay, the Macchendrabahal he brought with this pillar. So you can see the face of the Lalit carved here on the stone. So we are here in a temple, the temple popular by the name Golden Temple. And this house is a Buddha Sakyamuni inside. And there is a unique culture in the temple. The priest of the temple is a small boy, less than 12 years of age, popular by the name Bakpacha. And there is a residence for him to the left side of the temple. And the temple originally constructed back in 12th century, as it was made out of copper and gold plated. It's a popular by the name Golden Temple. And the rats are sacred here. Both sides are the part of this temple as well. And besides, there is a calendar. So that calendar on the wall that represents like a lunar calendar, and it's every 6 months they have to write it new, all this calendar. And here you can see the prayer wheels. All around is the prayer wheels. So Buddhist people are supposed to move around the prayer wheels clockwise. Every morning they're supposed to move around the prayer wheels. And there are the monkeys. Because when Buddha was meditating, everybody offering food, including monkeys. So they have monkeys on 4 different corners. And besides, as Buddha was not eating the food given by people, and he has eaten when the child given the food, so they made the priest of the temple a small boy. And here you can see the Vajra. This Vajra represents purity in the Buddhism. And normally Buddhist people, they move around the Vajra only in the morning. And it's always resting over a mandala. Mandala is supposed to be the representation of the stupa in 2 dimensions. And here you can see the small figures. These are the Lokeshwara, God of the universe. And every month, Buddhist family, they have to worship different Lokeshwaras as well. And these figures, like a guardian deity, they are like caretakers of the temple. And inside, when the temple is open, they have a replica of a temple that's of Swayambhunath or the monkey temple, which is located on the western part of Kathmandu. The golden temple from behind, they have a well to collect the holy water there. Besides, they got a small Buddhist temple everywhere, like the representation of the stupa. See the carving on the window and door.